Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to address some of the beauty community foolery that I feel like needs to be addressed from a person of color. I know that Petty Paige has made, given her opinion. Love her. Go check her out if you don't know her. And I just feel like on the consumer side of stuff, and it needs to come from a person of color and how we feel about when these beauty influencers do something and we feel like, or we deem it as inappropriate or whatever the case is. Why are we forcing these people to apologize for stuff they're not sorry for? So I just want to address some of these things. So this is a video that's more of a Dear Jeffrey, Dear Gabrielle, Gabrielle, Dear Gabrielle, Laura Lee, and Dear Nikita Dragon. Who am I leaving out? I think that's it. So I just want to Manny MUA. I just want to touch bases on how I feel about all of them. So then it's loud and clear in my opinions about, whether or not Jeffrey has changed and all this other stuff. And people always ready to point the finger, but forget about the stuff they have buried in their closet. So if you're interested in wanting to hear my opinion on things, please stay tuned. But before you get all cozy with your popcorn and ready to hear, what I have to say, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's right there. It's free. No worries. I'll wait for you to handle your biz. Go ahead and click it. It's right there.
They got that melanin magic, brown skin popping, always fly. I stay in the cockpit. I want it, I cop it. Open the door, then lock it.
Alright, you guys, I'm going to try to be short and sweet with this whole situation because everybody and their mother at this point has discussed the issues that are occurring with, Jeffrey's ex-best friends, Jeffrey rejects, however you want to put them, have, pointed the finger at him, but then failed to realize they have their own, foolery sitting up in the closet, not being touched or being addressed until. But let me talk about Jeffrey first. When I saw the Shane Dawson video, and I have notes or whatever, but I am going to speak candidly because I jotted down things I want to make sure that I didn't forget to mention in this video. But I did see the Shane Dawson video, and I saw Jeffree Star in a different light. And I'm going to say this. For a long time, I forgave Jeffrey even when right around the time he made his apology video on the racial slurs he made 10 years ago, however long he made them. I forgave him from that point, or maybe a little bit before then, because one, I am a Christian first. Now, Lord, I could do a whole lot better. But at the end of the day, I don't hold grudges. One, I don't know Jeffrey. Let's start there. I don't know him enough to hold a grudge or to judge him for who he is. And that's any of these people. Like, I don't know anybody, right? So I'm not going to sit here and, nail them to a cross, because I myself have things, not even buried. People who know me know, my truth, that, people can point out and say, hey, Talia, you did X, Y, and Z. Like, remember back when you did blah, 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 or whoever. And then what good does that do me if you constantly bring up old stuff? Like, if you know that I have changed as an individual, what's the purpose? But nonetheless, I don't know Jeffrey. Just based on what I saw from one, previous behavior just before even the documentary, and then also two, the documentary also helped humanize him. He was a person who was hurt by whomever. He addressed the racial stuff, and it wasn't even towards a person of color. Now, granted, I'm going to put the N-word up here somewhere, and I don't think that people realize the magnitude of the weight that word has. There are people of color who use, I guess, the N-word with the A versus the R, right? But why do you want to use it? You want to nail this guy to the cross because he uses it, but then you want to own it. Why do you want to own a word that people have literally shed blood over. Like, people died based on that word because someone called them that and deemed them to be the N-word. When you know damn good and well that isn't the case. You know, it's an oppressive word. Who? I don't want that word. Why do you want to own it? So the only way we would get anybody to respect us for who we are is by not disrespecting each other. Do you understand where I'm coming from? But I'm gonna pause because my friends and even people that I work with, you know, who happen to be, you know, people of color, who may use it in casual conversation or whatever, or, you know, when they're feeling passionate about something, they want to throw it out there, I correct them immediately. Because it's an oppressive word. I'm sorry, you call me that, we're going to have beef. You know what I'm saying? That is a trigger for me. People have gotten whips, lynched, spat on, daggone, hosed down behind that word. Let's keep it all the way funky. For those who claim they don't know the true meaning of it, or, again, So Jeffrey, and Jeffrey, this is from me, hey, Thalia, to you. I have forgiven you for whatever foolery you have done in the past. I get it. You spoke on it. I feel like you have moved on and you have definitely, you know, shown some love towards people of color when it comes onto your makeup line and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's not that you have to prove anything to anybody. You have to prove to yourself that you have become a better person. You don't know me from a can of paint. You don't know any of your subscribers from a can of paint. But I feel like you're carrying yourself in a manner to where I myself have noticed change. I am a subscriber. I do buy your products. I'm rocking the Blood Sugar palette. And for a long time, I felt like, okay, well, I can't be open that I really like this dude. Why? Because he is, you know, he's known to be a racist, blah, 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 blah. Like, how can you support a racist, yada, yada, yada. One, I feel deep down in my heart that he is not. And it's not because of the love of makeup that I'm going to sit here and, you know, swallow my pride and support someone who has had a past. I've had a past. You can't judge me for the stuff that I have done. You can say what you want if I continue to be that individual. And I feel deep down in my heart that he has made a change. So I'm going to leave that there. You can support, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. Thalia has no claims on no one. I can't tell you how to feel. I can't tell you how to act. I can't tell you what to buy. I can't tell you how to do anything. And nor can you tell me. So don't come checking me because I choose to support an individual who has a past, who has changed, and we both share something in common, and that's the love of makeup. So I'm going to leave that there. But I will say this, Jeffrey. Sometimes, you know, you're going to have to let people eat their words without you antagonizing or provoking or feeding into the negativity. You know what I mean? But none of us are perfect. I will even sit here and say so myself. When I am triggered by something, even now at the age of 39, I may act in a certain way to where I really have to check myself, be like, okay, you know, it's not going to always help if you go from 0 to 100 when someone has pissed you off, because it happens. But that's the beauty of being a human. That's the beauty of how God created us. We know off the top that we're not perfect. So how can I point my finger at you because you're human and you want to react to something you feel in some type of way? So, in, I guess, honor of karma, I decided to represent Jeffrey by rocking the Blood Sugar, Nefri, what do I have in all his lips except for the gloss on my lips, and I'll leave all that in the description box. If you have if you have anything negative to say about me spending a coin on his products, by all means, I am a person who claps back. I do. Respectfully. But guess what? Just in case you weren't aware, I'm all the way grown. You don't pay a bill of mine. Whatever. Have your opinion. And also, if you are that person of color that drops the N-word but want to judge me for supporting him, go ahead. Go that way. Go that way. I don't have time. Okay. Dear Gabriel, or Gabrielle. No, Gabrielle's a girl's name. Dear Gabrielle Zamora. I don't know you. Never watched you. Don't know nothing about you. And it's not that I wouldn't, but I mean, I really don't know, like, as far as your demeanor, what your character's like. I don't know, because I'm not a subscriber. The first time I've heard of you was because of the situation here. And I'm only going to check you behind your ignorance, because I have a problem. So you took it upon yourself to kind of bring back all the old stuff, or saying that Jeffree Star is, you know, he's still the same person, you know, he has everybody fooled, he's still a racist, he still drops the N-word, blah, blah, blah. And if anyone who really wants to see tweets and receipts or whatever have you, please go check out Petty Page, Dustin Daly, Mango Tea, who else has another one that I've seen who has talked about this in depth, T-Spill and Peter Mon. I think those are the ones. Peter doesn't ever post any receipts, so he doesn't know how to, but you know, he talks about this. Oh, and Rich Lux. At least those are the ones that I've watched. I'm not saying that no one else has made these videos, but these are the people that I am subscribed to. So if you want to see receipts on what these people have said on their spare time years ago, whatever, you go check them out. I will also leave everybody's link in their videos down in my description box, so you can check that out when you're ready. Okay, but back to Gabby, I guess that's what people call him. When you decided to, you know, shoot off at the hip and started talking about, oh, you know, you can't support a racist, blah, 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 or whatever, but you felt like the stuff that he said was because he was in pain or he was hurt, and that's just how he kind of released it. At least I'm paraphrasing. I know that you didn't say it like that, okay? But you stood around. Like, you were around to either hear him say that and not walk away. I don't know when you decided to not be friends with dude, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't at the time that he shot off and said the N-word. Like, let's keep it funky. You know you did it. You did it. So what does that say about you? You are a Mexicano. You grew up in a culture where you know damn good and well Hispanics and African Americans use that N-word. You know that is in our Hispanic culture, that those who say it the same way African Americans do. So why are you playing slow? Like, that's the part that I don't feel like anyone has called you out. And maybe it has to come from a person of color, because people don't want to touch the territory of, you know, you playing like you ignorant, or, oh, I didn't know, you know, someone had to explain to me that, you know, what the N-word really meant and blah, blah, and it wasn't my word to use. It's not a black person's word to use. Like, it just isn't. But you shot off at the hip. You tweeted, you dropped the N-word or whatever, because culturally that's how we speak. I don't. But I'm going to represent our people. I'm Hispanic. I'm an Afro Latina. You're Hispanic. I don't know how you classify yourself in that whole range, but you're Mexican. So you know how it's used. So just say that. I feel like these folks don't realize what honesty can do. You know, and it's not always, an apology is not always warranted if you know that you didn't say it in a derogatory manner. If you just owned up and said, hey, in my culture, that's how we talk, blah, 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 blah. You know, my friends don't mind it, so I use, whatever. But that whole, well, I didn't know, irritates me. Make sure before you start pointing fingers that you see these three right here, that, you know, because they're pointing back at you, that you don't have anything out there that can be resurfaced. You know what I mean? So just kind of be careful. And even if you have your opinions, if you're not friends with dude anymore, that's it. That's it. You don't have to say nothing else. Y'all are not boys. Y'all are not whatever. Y'all are done. So there was no need to say anything, even if Jeffrey is poking and probing or whatever, let it be. It's not that deep for you to even say anything. Jeffrey's living his life. That man has a mansion, got a man, got dogs, got cars. You're still trying to build. Leave that dude alone. Right? And there was Nikita Dragon. The first time I saw you was it was one of Jeffree Star's collections. It may have been during Christmas a few years ago or whatever. It's when I saw you for the very first time. I didn't know who you were, what you were about, or whoever. Hell, I didn't even know you were transgender at that point. I've never checked for you, boo, so I don't even know what to say here. You said some dumb stuff. Again, for those who really care about Nikita Dragon and what she said, go to the folks that I'm going to leave down in the description box and, you know, read her tweets, because I don't really know what to say. Like, I don't check for you. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even think you're worth my time. So I'm gonna move on, okay? Manny. Dear Manny MUA, my love, I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't really care for your silence. Like, everybody was like, oh, why won't Manny say anything? Why won't Manny say anything? Why won't he address blah, 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 the issues between him and Jeffrey? People also need to understand that there's this thing called privacy. Like, not everything needs to be addressed. But also, too, if you, sir, have a pattern of being a whack-ass friend, because you do, you would think that you would want to speak up. Because I'm still stuck on you and Patrick. Like, what happened there? You have never addressed it. Neither did Patrick. But Patrick is a classy gal. So I don't expect for him to say anything. But you look mad thirsty when you sit here hitting all these people up, befriending them, and then disappearing. Like, you're whack for that. Someone needs to say that to you directly. Like, I would love to meet you to say, hey, Manny, pleasure to meet you. By the way, boo, you're whack. You're whack for using all these people to get whatever clout you think you have. Now, granted, I am a subscriber. I am. I genuinely like your content. Not so much for your makeup looks, because I feel like it's your personality that draws me in. I think that you're very funny. I love to laugh. So, you're very entertaining there. But, makeup, boo, you're still young. You're learning. But do you have friends? Like, real friends. Not this fake YouTube crap. Do you have real friends that you can call up and say, hey, I got a problem. I need you for this, da 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 da. That have been your ride or die since day numero uno. Do you have them? Because you should treat the people that you come across the same way that you treat them. And if you don't have friends, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You don't need many in your life, but you should have at least 1 to 3. I have top three that I grew up there who know me from yay big, you know what I'm saying, to adulthood. And you really have to be mindful of how you treat people, because karma is a bitch. You just don't want your spirit, your blessings to be blocked by mistreating people and using them. You may not, and please forgive me, I'm saying this because this is how it appears. I'm not saying this because this is how I feel like you are. I don't know you. And for those who want to shoot at the hip, they don't know you either. I can't speak on you personally. It's just the appearance of things. It looks like you run through people to get what you need and you bounce. Like, work on that. It's horrible. It looks bad. You know what I mean? You don't want someone to do that to you, to where you feel like you're building a genuine relationship with someone and then they take advantage and then they disappear. So, work on that, okay? Still love you. I still love you. Laura Lee, I used to be a subscriber to this one. So, but I'm going to tell you why I unsubscribed, and it was way before this. It's just way before this. Dear Laura Lee, girl, what can I say? What can I say? I think out of all of you, I think that you are the freaking worst. Okay? I don't want an apology. I feel like everybody's trying to push you in that direction of apologizing, and I don't understand why. I don't have her tweet, nor am I looking for it high and low. I don't, whatever. I've seen it a couple of times. And again, for those people that I have watched, I will be leaving their video down in the description box so you can check all of them out. They all have them. I would never wish ill will on anybody. I would never wish for a person to lose their blessing. But like I just said, me as an Afro Latina, a person of color, a woman of color, I don't want you to say jack shit about what you meant, what you didn't mean, none of that. Please keep it to yourself. Because at this point, everybody else is telling you what to do. Do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I'm just like, she's not doing it. So, like, why we keep trying to force a situation? She said that she's from Alabama. She wasn't cultured. No one taught her nothing, blah, 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 blah. But own your racism. Do not say that you are sorry just because you don't want to lose customers or the potential of having customers. Because you know, us people of color, we will spend the money. Girl, one, I never bought one of your palettes. Nothing that you have done interests me. Not that you care. I mean, who am I? But for you to sit here and say that if black people would pull up, and I'm shooting at the hip with this one, I don't know verbatim. If black people were to lift up their pants, it would help them run faster from the police. Bitch. Say that in front of a person of color. Okay? Or people of color, not just black. Let me just retract that. Say that in front of a black person, because you said it by black people. So do that. Put yourself in a position to where you say that to someone directly. I could care less whether it was in 2012. You come say it to me. That's not on no violent stuff, but I feel like if you were to shoot that off the muscle on your phone, doing whatever, you meant that. You meant it. You've also said some other racial stuff, and you weren't thinking twice. Jeffrey said it. He said the N-word to white girls or whatever. You said, black people, pull up your damn pants. It will help you run faster. During the time where we lost Trayvon Martin, and you know that everybody was sensitive. Everybody was emotional that black lives were being lost by the hands of white people. And yet, your dumbass felt the need to say that. I'm sorry. Everybody can sugarcoat whatever. I'm not. I'm so sorry. My video can be demonetized. It can be flagged. It can be whatever. But I feel like it needs to be said. It needs to be said the way I'm saying it. I don't care what you do with yourself. Don't apologize. Don't apologize, because you meant every bit of it. Now you want to sit here and talk about some damn, charities or whatever. And I hope your palettes do not make it. That's one thing I hope. I hope your palettes do not make it into Ulta. Because Ulta, I was side-eye you. And I love being a platinum member. But you would not get another coin from me. You were ignorant. Own your ignorance. Because that's how you truly feel. Or you want to tell people who are fat? Heifer, call me fat. I'm hefty. Call me fat to my face. I can't stand people who get behind a keyboard or get behind a phone and want to talk mad crap. Say it directly to a person. I give you mad credit if you were to walk up to a person and tell them to pull up their pants. I'll give you mad credit if you walk up to a person who has weight and tell them they need to lose weight, or they fat, or people want to get into their pantries and da da da. I dare you. If you're not willing to talk like that, and that goes to everybody that I spoke about today, if you're not willing to talk like that directly to an individual, Jeffrey, probably. Jeffrey, because I feel like he has balls. That's one thing no one can say about him. That dude has mad cojones, and he could care less. But y'all, the ones are mad scary, and y'all want to talk about apologizing or whatever. Have a seat, because nobody cares. And also, I need people to understand there are more beauty influencers out here, or rising influencers out here, that you don't need a damn Manny, you don't need a Laura Lee, you don't need the mother two, because I don't even know who they are for real. Come see me, boo. I'm working. Come check out She's Blessed ×3. Come check out Living Life Beautifully. Go check out Monica Style Muse. Go check out it. Well, they're pretty big, but they're not being spoken about. They're not being. I don't feel like they're on the pedestal. There's plenty of other beauty influencers, rising influencers that you can push these daggum numbskulls to the side. It's not that deep. The whole beauty community isn't them. So let them go. I believe that people can change. I just gave credit to Jeffree for changing. But he came out with it willingly. He didn't speak on his situation for a while. He used his noggin, was like, okay, no one can force me to say whatever. And he decided to say it when he was ready. Give him mad kudos. Manny, don't sit on the floor. I feel like sitting on the floor, I think that is something that people think that, oh, he's being sincere. Get your ass in a seat and look at someone directly and say otherwise. Like, I can't with the routine of apologies. They're only going to apologize to get your dinero. Save your money. Look at somebody else. I'm pretty sure you can find a decent makeup review, an honest makeup review from someone who is going to be genuine. Let them figure who they are. Let them figure it out. Let them, have a moment to meditate and get their thoughts together so then they can be better people. I'm a huge believer in boycotting. I will not buy a thing from a person until I see some change. You unsubscribe to them or don't buy their products speaks more volume than, trying to go at them and, cursing them out or doing whatever, or trying to force them to do something they don't want to do. We all have to be better humans and be more understanding and be more sensitive to other cultures. That's not just to Black people. That is to everybody. We're living in an era to where we have leadership, at least in the United States, that is a poor representation of how we should treat each other. I am an equal opportunist over here. I love everyone and will continue. You can say what you want to say about me, and that's fine. That's cool. But at the end of the day, I was always taught to love. And people need to understand it's not always the parent that has to be the guidance of how you are as an individual. You know right from wrong. You're taught the basics of what is right from wrong, correct? You are the deciding factor of how you should conduct yourself as a human. You have your own mind and your own conscience to know, well, damn, what I just said, did that bother somebody? So people need to learn how to be more honest and be more straightforward and think before you speak, before you just start shooting at the hip. The key to all of this is honesty, and stop sweeping stuff under the rug hoping that it'll go away. Like I can't. I think I'm done. So yes, I hope that you guys understood where I was coming from and you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up. Please, I'm leaving my comment section open for discussion so we can talk about just, issues, period, that revolve around racism and how you're affected by it and what you consider racist, because a lot of people don't see it the way I might see it. I hope you guys have a blessed one. Please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to connect with your girl on everything Thaliaseyecandy. That's on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I need to get rid of my Facebook for real because I really don't interact with nobody there. Not even in my personal Facebook. But anyway, I still have that page. So if you want to hit me up, I do see, alerts or whatever. And I will catch you all in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.